Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome everybody. I hope you guys are having a fantastic time. My name is Yaqub Zaman, and it's been a while since we've had live stream. Back from my rest and relaxation. Hope you guys have had a nice time as well in these nice days. Well, the weather hasn't been fantastic, as you know. British weather is British weather. But alhamdulillah, it's been good. I've had a nice time. I hope you guys have been missing the live streams and videos. Hopefully, inshallah, live stream should be back now. And hopefully, inshallah, videos should be back too. So welcome everyone. Welcome to Roots of Knowledge. Make sure you check out my videos that I make. I make videos on various subjects, topics. You can check them out, learning how to read the Quran if you're interested in that. Or maybe you're interested in fiqh. I do fiqh, I do hadith, and I do many other subjects that you can check out, inshallah, Quran as well. Ahlan wa sahlan wa alaikum assalam, Umar. Ahlan wa sahlan, welcome, my brother. And welcome wa alaikum assalam. Ahlan wa sahlan, Salah. Long time no see, my brother. Did you miss me, bro? Was it like you were looking forward to the live streams, but unfortunately, I wasn't here. Alhamdulillah, very good, my brother Umar. And I hope you're well too. So today I had Jummah, alhamdulillah. Today I was actually supposed to be in a meeting now. There's a meeting I was invited to. I was supposed to be there, but unfortunately the timings didn't work out for me. So live stream is khayrun min al-liqa. Ahlan wa sahlan, people on. Wa alaikum assalam, Mr. Root. Ahlan wa sahlan, welcome. People on Instagram, hope you guys are well, enjoying yourselves. Yeah, so I've been looking at, there's lots of questions that have gathered from the Curious Cat. So inshallah tomorrow hopefully I should answer those. So if you have questions or you want to ask questions and you don't have you don't want your name to pop up, then you can ask the questions on Curious Cat, inshallah ta'ala. No problem about that. Miss you too, my brother. Friday is the time. Ahlan wa sahlan. Saqib wa alaikum assalam. MashaAllah. MashaAllah. As you can see, the white hairs in my beard are increasing, guys. That means more wisdom is coming. More wisdom, inshallah. How long time did you go? Yeah, I was away. I came back from camp yesterday or today. Well, how was the camp with Mufti Ibn Adam? Very nice, mashallah. So Mufti Ibn Adam was there. He came for a while, one of the days. Maulana Yasir Hanafi was there as well, mashallah. Alhamdulillah. So it was very, very nice experience. Definitely, if you guys have not been camping, I would definitely recommend you guys go camping. Camping has something very unique about it, I would say. You kind of like brought back to the bare minimum. Yeah, you kind of see what life is like if you have the bare minimum. I don't know if any of you guys have been camping. We did archery, we did kayaking, and we did football, we did hiking, lots of activities. And then we had reminders as well. Q&As, we had reminders. And it's good, we had a nice group. We could, get on with each other. A lot of youngsters, mashallah. There's a lot of Maulanas there as well. And it was obviously designed for students of knowledge, graduates. So I would definitely recommend. It was in a place called Thornbridge. So Thornbridge is the north towards Sheffield. Yeah, so towards Sheffield, it's around about in that area. Just beyond Derby. It's in a very remote area, really remote. So tents, yeah, we stayed in tents. Alhamdulillah. So they've got all it's actually called glamping. They call it not camping, glamping. Glamorous camping is. So I don't know if any of you guys have ever tried glamping. Yeah, so glamping, the difference between glamping and camping is in camping you have no facilities. You basically just have a tent And then if you want to go toilet, you have to go toilet outside in the woods or somewhere, proper olden day style. And you got to heat the food up, with your stove or whatever. This is more of like half hotel, half camping. So you've got hot water showers, you've got toilets, you've got like a kitchen that you can use as well, place that you can dine. And so it's glamping. So I think maybe if a person hasn't been camping, they should try to go glamping first. Go glamping, then try camping. So you kind of ease into it. And then there's we had barbecues as well. So I think barbecue is probably the easiest way to cook over there. Yeah, you just have to heat up the barbecue, right? And then cook the meat on there, and khalas. Everyone eats a barbecue, unless you're vegetarian, then you're in trouble. But generally, no one really has an issue with barbecues. So, I mean, I think probably if you have the right foods, it's okay. I only eat twice a day anyway, so I don't really have much of a problem. S. Ibrahim, alaikum assalam wa barakatuh. Arabic language so much more easier for me. Jazakallah khair, my brother. May Allah bless you. Ameen, ameen. Wa alaikum assalam. And Sufi, I don't know how to say your name. What activities did we do? So we did hiking, we did archery, we did team building games, and we did football, we did walks, go for walks. Nice areas, nice hilly area, really nice. And over there you can get bikes as well. You can hire bikes, you can take your own bike, you can go for long rides. There's lots of trails to go on as well. Lots of nature. Then we had campfire as well at night time. So yeah, activities were quite, and kayaking. Yeah, so kayaking is where you sit in like a canoe, and then you have paddles and you paddle around. It's quite hard. Yeah, it's quite demanding. Like when you're paddling rather. Is the Sufa opening a part-time sub-Qira'ah course? I don't think so. When I am on a journey and the time for Isha enters, I shorten the prayer. After prayer, I drive back home. Do I have to pray again? No, you don't have to. As long as you've done your Isha once, it's done. Wa alaikum assalam, my brother Khalidur. Ahlan wa sahlan. Civic, wa alaikum assalam. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome, guys. MashaAllah. Missed you guys. Yeah, I've been thinking about you guys all that time. Good. Can we ask questions? Yes, inshallah, you can ask questions. Inshallah. Okay, so one of the things that I've actually been trying to play around with is with ChatGPT. And what I've done is, questions. I've started to make questions for some of the videos. Now, the questions are not perfect. I'm still figuring out how to come out with good questions for. So some of the series that I've made on my YouTube channel, like, for example, the Ajurumiyya ones, the Quduri ones, definitely, and others. So try to make questions for them, so that you guys can figure them out. Yeah, so I think a lot of people, when they watch these videos of learning about fiqh or nahu or any other topic for that matter, there's a lot of times you don't know how much you've understood. So the questions help you gauge that. When will you make a turban tutorial? Inshallah, my brother. You guys want a turban tutorial, yeah? Inshallah, why not? Definitely. Actually, I can show you now. So this is how I tie my turban, yeah? So get my hat, put my hat on, yeah? And then you can use any type of turban you want. So this is basically just one of those, kind of Saudi sort of scarves that you can get. Yeah, so you just roll it up, and then one side of it, you put it onto your left-hand side, and let this dangle down to your chest about there. Yeah, and then you put it in your mouth, and then you take that across there. So make sure you go from the right top to the bottom, like that. And then from bottom to top. So top to bottom, bottom to top. And then you just tuck it in. Yeah. So you just play around with it. So remember those steps, 3 steps. You put one on your left hand side, put it in your mouth, and then start from the back, then go down. So right to the bottom, and then round, and then bottom to top, like that. Salam alaikum assalam, Civic ahlan wa sahlan. Why aren't madaris replicating the same syllabus which they themselves are product of here in the UK? How can watered down curriculum? So good question. This is good question. Curriculums, they're not all good. Even the one that I studied in, there's lots of problems in that. The biggest problem is that around the world, very, very, very few places have a system where they revise their curriculum. That is the biggest problem. So this is why curriculums are still in need of tweaking. Not because the books are not right, it's because the pedagogy, the way that they're taught, is not right. That's the problem. So you might see, like, for example, let's say, for example, there's a madrasa in Pakistan, the one that I studied at. There's, let's say, 1,000 people graduate every year from that madrasa now. 1,000 people, imagine that. You will probably never hear of any of them. And most likely you don't know the level of any of them. There's probably 1 or 2 of them which might shine, who might be well known in the community, or they might be very proficient in their knowledge. And most likely that's not because of the syllabus. That's most likely it's because they're hard work. So if you want a good syllabus, what you have to do is the syllabus has to reflect how many students at the end of the year are competent. That's what you want. So when people look at the syllabus and they think that let's just keep the syllabus as it is frozen, and it's just like it's the perfect syllabus, everyone should replicate it, and it doesn't work like that. If that was the case in education, schools in the West as well would simply just have one syllabus and just replicate it every single year. But that's not the case in the West. The good thing that they do is that they actually revise the syllabus that they have. And that's something which we need to take on board as well. So we need to check. So the main core subjects, the same books have to be taught. And that's in the madaris, you have that. Now, obviously, when I say in the madaris, I'm talking about the ones that I'm familiar with. There might be some who are taking out really important books, which is wrong. And so Mufti Ibn Adam, when he was in the camp, he mentioned a very, a good thing, which was that we should have in the madaris multiple courses. So you should have like a really serious, solid course for the Alamiya course. And it should be like 8 or 9 years, full time, solid, 5-6 days a week, with really rigorous assessments and all that. And then you should also have other courses on the side which are tailored for people who don't want the full thing, but they just want to be able to understand. Let's say one course that's just there to understand Quran, where students will learn the Arabic language, they'll go through the entire Quran, and they focus on the Quran, and maybe learn a bit of fiqh on the side. And then you have one where you might focus on fiqh, just pure fiqh. And then so I think that is a very good idea. I would say that is the way that we need to go about this. If you want to actually know more about this whole curriculum thing, Sheikh Tahir ibn Ashur, who's a famous Tunisian scholar, he actually wrote a very good book on this whole issue, because Tunisia was suffering from the same problems as the Indian subcontinent in the whole education system. So he's called Alaysa Subh bi Qarib. Alaysa Subh bi Qarib is called. And it's a really fantastic book. Like he's really, you can see in there that he's really surveyed the education system in Tunisia, found the problems, inconsistencies, and then presented solutions for it as well. You're welcome, my brother Salah. Omar, Sheikh, what's your views on Muslim leaders advocating for LGBT community for the sake of remaining in power? I don't know, Obviously, if a person believes that these kind of things to be halal and things, then that's problematic to his faith. But if you're in a minority and you have to work with other communities, as long as you are not advocating that what they are doing is totally fine with our faith, as long as you say, look, my faith is totally against this, but for the sake of the long-term work, we're going to work together, maybe. I don't know, maybe. Best to speak to someone who's into politics. They'd know the answer better. got 99 names of Allah. Which ones are the hadith referring to, as there are more than 99 names? Yeah, that's why many say that this hadith is considered to be a weak hadith, the 99 names hadith. Dear Sir, Assalamu alaikum. Can you guide me some YouTube channels that provide good listening comprehension in pure MSA? If anyone can help Brother Aqdas, inshallah. I don't know, because I don't really go through the YouTube website to find all these channels. What I would suggest is try to ask people who have actually gone through a system and have found things. If you're asking for loads of resources, what can happen is I might tell you resources, but you might not find them easy. So I would say definitely, if anyone out there who knows any free resource, I think your brother's asking free resources on YouTube. If you can guide, inshallah, brother. Advising society's emphasis on wealth seems ultimate success is wealth. We need to pay expenses, but it's become, yeah, definitely 100%. There needs to be a balance. Definitely needs to be a balance, because we need wealth to survive, because without wealth, you're going to be struggling trying to survive and you won't be able to do any khidmah of deen. So if you got two guys, one guy is spending most of his day trying to earn for his family, just about making it, and the other guy who is, doesn't really need to spend too much time earning and has more free time to teach the deen or give da'wah or whatever, then the second guy is more advantageous in that. So there needs to be a balance. How should Muslims deal with a preacher that made mistakes with Muslim women, teaches them courses, and then engage in weird conversations, mostly by phone, text messages? How should Muslims deal with? So I think the thing you have to remember, this isn't a problem just in regards to preachers, scholars, ulama, sheikhs, muftis. This is a problem with any organization in which someone has a position of power. Any organization, whether it's politics, whether it's in a company or anything like that. And these kind of things, there should be policies in place in that institute. So policy should be in place that if anyone is, for example, if there's an individual in a madrasa, or if there's a politician, or if there's a person in a company who is taking advantage of those who are in his authority or under his authority, then that individual needs to be dealt with. Jazakallah khair, you're welcome, brother. Zakir Ali, alaikum assalam. For Hanafi women, fiqh prayer, my ustad use these references. But many scholars have classified this hadith da'if as we use. I don't know which hadith you're talking about, brother. If you can quote the hadith for me, preferably the Arabic, then I can look into it. But I don't know what you're referring to. When you say hadith 3199, 3201, these numbers were not written by the author. These are like the person who published the book, and there might be multiple copies of that book. So they might have different numbering system. So my advice to everyone out there, anyone who is going to quote a hadith to a sheikh, do not quote the number to the sheikh, because we don't have like a ubiquitous number system where you ask the number of the hadith, I put it in, and the number comes up. You have to remember there's multiple versions. There's multiple versions of a hadith as well. Regarding 99 Allah and the hadith being weak, isn't this hadith in Sahih Bukhari? So the 99 is, but not the exact names. Not the one with the names, the one with all the names, each one, like in the nasheeds that they sing. That's problematic. But the 99 names, Inna lillahi tis'a wa tis'ina isman, man ahsaha dakhal jannah. So again, this hadith doesn't mention what are the names. It doesn't mention that. And again, Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah has talked extensively about this whole, what does the hadith actually mean? Does it mean he only has 99 names? Does it mean he only has 99? Or does it mean he has, out of all the names he's got 99? So I've actually done a series, a course on myuluk.com on Aqidah. And in one section, I go through the names of Allah. So the names of Allah, and the ones that are not in the hadith as well, in that weak hadith, and the ones that are in the Quran as well. So there's actually, if you add them up, there's actually more than 99 names. And Ibn Taymiyyah, he says that if you were to add the ones in the Torah and the Injil as well, there's going to be definitely much more than that. So the hadith that is in Sahih Bukhari is the one that it doesn't mention the names individually. Or were there scholars who classified these hadith as Sahih? It's in English, is that fine? Send me, because I have to go and find that. So if you send me the English, I'm going to have to find the Arabic one. So I'll try to, if you send me the English, I'll try to look for the Arabic of that. The thing we have to remember about Hadith classification is not a law, a rule which is the same with everyone. There are some scholars out there who will have a different approach in verifying a hadith, and there's other scholars who might have a different. This is why this is an ijtihadi science. What I would suggest, Zakir Ali, is do my course on Usul Hadith, 22 lessons. It's a course, and in there, once you study that, a lot of these questions will be cleared up for you, inshallah. How many awrad do you recommend to have in the day? Something which is easy that you can do consistently. Yeah, so there's no specific number. Just something you can do consistently. That's the main thing. Something that you can do for years. So it might be one wird, it might be two, it might be three, wherever you think you can do from. But don't do something which is too much. Takes, like, let's say you do a wird that takes you every single day 45 minutes or half an hour every day, right? And you know you can't do that for, then don't do that. Have you considered the merits of a pedagogy akin to what's common amongst Shami, Turkish Mashayikh, which can be described as a synthesis between traditional Darsin and modern? Possibly. I think that's something we need to work towards here. I think the pedagogy more is to do with how the subject is particularly taught, and then how the assessments are done as well. Those are two things I think which are very important. How the subject is taught. So if it's fiqh, for example, how is fiqh taught? Is it simply just translated, the text is translated and explained to the student, and then you go on to the next one, you go on to the next one, you go on to the next one? Or does it require some sort of element of demonstration, physical demonstration of how that thing works? Practical implementation, modern examples of it, things like that. So I definitely think there needs to be a merger between, like when you say traditional method, there is no such thing as a traditional method, because there's not one traditional method. There's many different ways. Do you think that's the way forward for us in the UK as well as? Yeah, I definitely think that. I definitely think there needs to, for example, the teacher who teaches Arabic, spoken Arabic, he needs to teach in a way that is, so he's obviously going to use his own particular methods that he is comfortable with, but he needs to use it in a way that's going to be effective. The most effective way of teaching spoken Arabic. What's the most effective way of teaching Nahu? How do you teach Nahu? When do you teach Nahu? Do you teach in the beginning? Do you teach after 6 months or after a year? Fiqh, Hadith as well. How do you teach Hadith? What's the method of teaching the Hadith? Do you go through each Hadith and then just translate it and then extract some benefits from it? Do you compare it with other Hadith? How do you do that? Tafsir, the same thing as well. So I think it's like one of those kind of, definitely the traditional method basically is you elaborate on the traditional text. That's what traditional method means. So it's not about sitting on the floor, or like some teachers, most of my teachers who taught me never used the board to explain things. Everything was just verbal. Yeah. So I think I don't agree with that. So if you say to me that that's a traditional way you teach without using the board, I would disagree. Jazakallah khair, Zakir, you're welcome. Inna lillahi tis'an wa tis'ina isman mi'atan illa wahida min ahsan. Yeah. So that hadith doesn't have all the names. It doesn't mention Ahad al-Samad, all those names. It doesn't have all those names. The one that has all those names is found in Tirmidhi and other books. Ya Allah. Yeah, so that's been my week, guys. Hope you guys are well, enjoying yourselves. What did you guys get up to whilst I was away? Anybody do anything interesting? I've been working on my Mars book as well. So I've been using ChatGPT to help me edit my Mars book. Yeah, so it's been giving me a lot of ideas, changing things here and there. So what I'm thinking, because I keep going over it and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I need to change this. I need to change this. I'm just thinking to myself, right, as long as I've got a nice storyline that I'm happy with, and I've got chapters that seem to be flowing, I'm just going to end it, get someone to edit it, and then publish it. I think I'll do that. Otherwise, if you keep on repeating or revising the whole chapters, you'll always find something that you need to change. That's with me anyway. I speak to people sometimes that value wealth and wealthy people above all else. It's alarming. Do we combat this by reminding Akhirah? Definitely. Yeah, remind people of the Akhirah. Remind them of what the Akhirah, importance of the Akhirah. Remind them about helping others. So accumulating wealth is good. Remind people of Akhirah, because reminding of the Akhirah is what obviously or an important element of the Quran. At the same time, reminding people to give charity, support your community. All these things also play important role as well. Yeah, I've got ChatGPT. I've got a subscription. Have you come across NoteGPT? No, I haven't. What's that? Still thinking I'm mapping surah. Yeah, inshallah, bro. Keep making dua. Keep making sincere dua, inshallah. Yeah, Allah. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it a day. Hope you guys are happy, enjoying yourselves, doing well. Inshallah, tomorrow, inshallah, we'll be doing the normal Saturday live, inshallah. So you guys can join me there, inshallah. So have a nice Friday, and hopefully I will speak to you guys tomorrow, inshallah. Walaikum assalam, Nurkul ahlan wa sahlan. Alright guys, take care, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.